Welcome back, anatomy students. Okay, the staff meeting was great, and now I'm ready to finish my dissection of muscle group 4. So what we're going to do in part 2 is I want to take this arm and I want to separate it from the torso, and I want to flip it over so that we're looking like at the underside, like not just where my finger is, but like I want to look underneath the scapula itself so that we can see the subscapularis muscle. So recall that when we studied the skeleton, that the anterior aspect of the scapula is adjacent to the rib cage, and there's a muscle under there called subscapularis, and that's what I would like to see. Now I have to tell you, this dissection is not an easy one to do, and I've done this a number of ways over the years. And you know, sometimes it depends on the mink and how your mink is positioned. That kind of dictates how well this goes. So what I am going to do first is put my mink on his side. So notice that I have the head up towards the top of the screen. And the first muscle that I'm going to cut through is where the Latissimus dorsi meets up with the pectoralis minor. And so the pectoralis minor is here, and then Latissimus dorsi is here. I put my probe underneath those muscles, and now I'm going to cut on top of it with my scapula. Okay, so I've freed up that muscle there, and if you want to at this point, you can see all these little strings. These are all nerves that are attaching to the Latissimus dorsi from the deeper musculature. So I'm just going to snip through those so that I can reflect this a little bit more easily. And now I'm going to put my mink back on his back, I guess. And now I'm going to use my scissors to snip through this portion of the pectoralis major, if my scissors will cut. Might have to do a little bit at a time, so I'm just going like right through. So I just have to go make a couple of passes with my scissors here so that I can cut through that thick muscle so you can see how thick that tissue is. Now, as I pull the arm back towards the spine, you'll see that I have some blood vessels here. I'm going to cut these vessels kind of close to the body, like so. Okay. And so now I can see the inside of the arm, and that's lovely, but the part that I want to see is like way deep in here. So I still have a little bit more to cut through, like so. All right. And there we go. I was going to cut through that anyway, but Latissimus dorsi kind of was caught up there with a couple of different pieces of fascia. But this is exactly what we want to see. I'm just going to cut a little bit more so that I can reflect this arm. Notice here I'm going to cut through my omo cervicalis also so that I can reflect this back. And this is the part here that I want you to see. So here's Latissimus dorsi, and here is the part that's underneath my scapula. So I'm going to turn the mink so that we can see this a little bit differently so it matches the picture that we have in our lab manual. So here now I've completely freed up the arm. And there is a little bit of connective tissue here, so I want to gently remove that so I can see the fibers of the muscles here. All right, I'm going to separate out this very last piece. All right, there we go. Also closer down to the caudal edge. So again, I'm just kind of cleaning out what's underneath Latissimus dorsi so that we can see a little bit better. Okay, so right underneath the scapula then, so here's like what the arm was, and now we've freed it up so that we can flip back the whole scapula, and now we can see what's underneath. So remember how I said in part 1 that the teres major, we were just looking at the tip of the iceberg. Like if we look back at where we started to see teres major, I had just kind of tugged a little bit on dorsoepitrochlearis and tried to, let me just move this so I can zoom in for you. There we go. I was tugging on dorsoepitrochlearis so that you could actually see the little tip of teres major here. Well, this is just the part that you see from that view, but if I flip the arm up, the rest of teres major is right here. So that's on the aspect of the scapula that's on the caudal side. So it's on this side, like closer to the tail. And then the rest of this muscle is subscapularis. The last muscle to find in the list is serratus ventralis. And serratus ventralis is just kind of medial to the subscapularis. And these are fibers that radiate downward from subscapularis. But to see them, you've really got to kind of clean it off a little bit. And so there's quite a bit of connective tissue here, fascia. So I'm just going to try and scrape it gently. I don't want to tear the muscles because, again, these are pretty thin bands. So, you know, like as I lift up here, you can see that I have some really thin pieces of fascia in between. So there's that here. There's another one here. So this one also part of serratus ventralis. So I'm just going to cut through and make these margins nice and clean. There we go. Okay, this is going pretty well. All right, so these muscles here, these little strips of muscle here, all of this is serratus ventralis. All of this portion here. Serratus ventralis is also coming down from the scapula itself, so that's all under here as well. Now you'll notice that there is a another muscle fiber group right here that is running kind of straight across. Don't worry about that. We don't need to know that muscle, but above that is serratus ventralis, and then all of these little strips that are kind of radiating towards the caudal end of the mink. All of that is serratus ventralis also. Okay, so in this portion, the muscles that we wanted to see are the teres major, subscapularis, and Serratus Ventralis. And then from part 1, if I put the Mink back to where it was, we had reflected the Atlanto-scapularis, and I think that leaving the Mink out for a while I went to that meeting kind of made the spine of the scapula kind of stand out a little bit more, but here's the spine of the scapula here, and cranial to that is supraspinatus, caudal to that is infraspinatus, and if I tug a little bit on dorsoepitrochlearis, I can see a tiny little portion of the teres major. And like once again, if I just wanted to show you, like I'm going to put this through teres major on the superficial side, and then what happens is that you can see that it comes right through teres major on right here. Do you guys see that? It comes right through the teres major on the deep side. So that is the same muscle. Okay, this is a tricky one. So anyway, I'm glad that you guys watched. Thanks for watching 2 videos, and I'll see you in the lab.